So, it's Peter again from Zzipp Media. Today I'm introducing to you Martina and Philip Reynolds from Chicken Rescue UK. So, over to you, Martina and Philip.
Yes, so we founded Chicken Rescue UK about 2 years ago, March 2022. And our aim is to rescue as many ex-commercial egg-laying hens as possible. That includes a huge group of volunteers who work with us. All over I say all over the country. The furthest north is Northampton, isn't it?
Yeah, Nottingham, Northampton is furthest north, and then everybody's pretty much south of there. So we cover the Midlands and south and along the south coast. And of course, we're based in Dorset, covering this area.
Yeah. So we started off quite. We didn't think it would start off as brilliantly as it did, because we thought, it's going to be a small group, but literally it just blew out of proportions, really, didn't it?
So we've got about 100 volunteers, basically.
Yeah.
The way that we work is we make arrangements with the farmer. So when the chickens reach 72 weeks, they're no longer viable for producing eggs because they have their first molts.
Right.
So they either go to slaughter, or organisations like ours talk to the farmer and say, do you mind if we take them and rehome them for as pets, really? Some of the farmers we make a donation to because they ask for us to pay. Other ones are really happy to have them going to homes across England and Wales, actually.
Yeah, it's a little thank you of the farmers to their chickens, to give them the chance to go to become a pet with benefits. We always say, we can't guarantee that they lay, but I would say 80% of them would continue to lay after they've been through the first molt, and obviously that's the reason why the farmer gets not rid of them, but gets a new batch in. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is the scale. You see, a farmer will normally have 1,000, 1,500 that will rehome. So we go in as a team.
Right.
We go into the sheds, obviously with the farmers' help. We go into the sheds, we get the chickens and put them into special crates. And those crates go onto trailers or into cars or into a big van. And then we have the logistics of taking those to about 30 different collection points where people can go and collect their hens.
Yeah.
So you end up with, if you like, 30 collection points with anywhere between 20 and 100 hens, all reserved online. Everything's reserved online. So we advertise through Facebook. People respond to that and basically go to our website and reserve the hens right there and then.
Yeah.
And then we put the whole logistical thing of linking all those reservations to a particular collection point, and then the collection point host. So, for example, Martina's the Dorset collection point host. She then has a list of people who are coming on the collection, agreed collection day, and we then see 20, 30, 40 rehomers, often with their children, because these are often bought as family pets.
It's exciting, isn't it? That's usually very exciting, and not just the children, but also the adults. The adults that get overexcited, they can't wait. We get people who are just starting their chicken journey, and they're pretty, but we always offer support as well and help. So if they don't know what they need for having chickens, we definitely talk to them about that one as well. But we've also got seasoned chicken keepers who, come back. So it could be anything. The reservation could be anything between 3 and 20 chickens. So 3 is the minimum that we ask that people reserve, because they don't do well, as a small group. There's a minimum of 3, just in case one dies as well, so the other one is not on their own. And then 20 is the limit up to at the top, because we don't want them to go back into a commercial setting. So basically it's pets. It's pets. Yeah.
And we have a support group. We have a Facebook group with 13,000 members, and loads of people in there offer advice. If somebody's new to rescuing chickens, we give a lot of support from each of the collection points.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of support available through our Facebook group. It's quite an interesting journey for people, because most people haven't ever held a chicken.
Yeah.
So it's quite scary the first time you hold a chicken. Once you've been doing it, what we're doing for about 10 years now, then it's nothing. But for somebody new, for children, even the adults, so many adults have been along and they've really never held a chicken. In fact, I think the adults are more scared of holding a chicken than their children, because the children will go straight in and do it, whereas the adults will go,
especially when the flap, not the adults. I mean the chickens when the chickens flap. So that's quite it's quite cute to watch as well. And then we're always advertising for, because we always can do with more volunteers. And we get quite a good response with that one as well, because not every volunteer can make that particular weekend when we go in and get some more chickens. So we've got a huge group down here in Dorset, but like I said, some go away on holiday or family and things like that. So and that is obviously because they're volunteers. We can't turn around and tell them you must come. So we're ever so grateful for anybody who wants to come along and just play a bit of chicken on the day. Yeah,
and because we're local, we cover Portland and Weymouth and Dorchester and Sherborne, Shaftesbury, Wimborne. People come from all over to
they do actually.
To us. We're based in Wool, near Wareham, and so
we literally have from all down south, and we deliver to Basingstoke. We just got a new collection point on board to Alton, so we go from the farm and then we deliver to all these different collection points. So it's quite a full-on weekend when we have that, and obviously the planning prior to that one, you need to plan the routes, you need to plan who is going where, and do we have enough people to join us on the farm, because on the farm it's also catching and crating, and we do a basic health check as well. So it's quite full on, but as much as it's hard work and it's always mega early as well, it is so much fun. It is so much fun, honestly. And by the end of the day, you sort of think you look completely covered in, chicken poop.
These don't stay purple.
Yeah, they don't stay purple. Sure. By the time we've finished, we try, and then we turn up, and it's not.
The other thing is, of course, we're all volunteers. There isn't.
None of us gets paid.
We started the company, and we're a community interest group, and everybody's a volunteer. There's not a single person, including the two directors. We're all volunteers, so it means that all the money that's donated to us goes straight to the chickens.
Yeah. When we need to buy replacement crates, or when we need to, obviously we can't expect people to pay for the petrol when they come to the with volunteers when they come to the farm and things. So we reimburse them for the petrol, things like that. But then it will all go back to rescue more chickens.
So to give you an idea, we rescued in the first year. We rescued about 14,000.
Just short of 15,
Just short of 15,000 hens and occasional ducks. And then the second year, something very similar actually. So we're drifting into the third year now, aren't we? And Dorset. Tina will tell you that I think last year you rehomed 1,700 hens and ducks in Dorset, in Dorset. So
and a peacock. Let's not forget the peacock. We had a peacock as well.
You do get the odd bird come through here, which isn't a chicken.
As long as it's got two legs and it flaps, it's alright.
We don't mind helping, so that's really good. So that's us, and like I said, we're local, and we love dealing with the local people here.
They get to know us as well.
People come back as well. They'll have two, and then they'll come back and get another 2 or 3. So some people that come back, we get to know them quite well.
Yeah.
But like I say, lots of new people join, often with children.
And people don't get away from me, because as soon as somebody looks at our van, we've got our own. It's called the Dorset Flyer. So it's if you look on our website, you probably can see it on there. Right. And when people are looking at it, I always go over straight away and said, "Are you interested in chickens? Would you like to reserve some chickens?" So it is good fun. I do love it. I love people and I love the chickens as well. So it's a nice combination.
So on your website, you've got a quick start guide to chicken keeping. So what are the basics for keeping chickens?
Well, to begin with, obviously, you can't just take a chicken and let it loose in the garden. You wouldn't want to anyway. So you need to have a secure coop, and a secure fenced-off area which is big enough for your chickens. So we're asking for 2 square meters of outside space per chicken. Right. The fencing has to be fox-proof, and when people are reserving, we ask them to send in photos of their coops and also for their fenced-in area, so that as much as people think it's all lovely to let the chickens run around freely on 2 acres of land, Mr. Fox is going to say thank you very much, or Mrs. Fox to say, nice dinner, sorted out. So we try to make sure that when the chickens come to you, or at the delivery home, that they are as safe as possible. And then we we asked people to have the basic, they need food, special food, layers, pellets, definitely, especially for egg-laying hens, grits, all these little things. There's quite a bit of a list on there, but it's not expensive. Once you've done the initial outlay, it's quite easy. And like I said, you get the occasional egg. Fresh, can't get it any fresher than that. So that's a good thing.
So basically, a coop and a run is probably like keeping a hamster or something like, or a rabbit or something like that, where you have to have a hut. In this case, it's a coop. It's slightly bigger than a hut. And then they put the interesting thing is they put themselves to bed at night. Which I always found fantastic, because you set them all out. The first day they don't know where to go. So the first night you put them into the coop and close the door, because obviously for safety overnight. But pretty much the second day onwards, they'll boost around, they'll peck around all day in their free range area outside, and in the evening they'll go to bed. Some people even have electric doors that close after dark. We haven't done that ourselves. We actually go out and make sure everyone's in, and then close the door. But
I think if you would have normal chicken, well, I'd say normal chicken, because we've got quite a few of special needs chickens as well. So some of them are blind or half blind, and then we've got a couple of them who are cross beaks, which means that the beak has grown in funny ways. So we always make sure that they are safe, because they're a little bit special. A little bit more special.
They stay with us. Every now and again, you'll get a rehome and says, "Oh, can you give us the one that's got the least feathers, or has got the most weirdest beak, or whatever?" But most people, they start off with brown hens. And they are the best anyway. They're the best. They're very robust. They're very friendly. We always say that the Labradors of the chicken world. The brown ones. Cool. So they're amazing, and they make amazing pets for children, because they're easy to look after. You don't have to have them in the house, and when we get the feedback from people who free home from us, it is just so lovely to see. Really is. They're much more intelligent than people make out. We've got one that can actually find its way out of its run over two fences, lots of fences, and walks around the back of our bungalow, knocks on the window to get let in. So that's the chicken has worked out how to escape out of the run. Not straightforward. And then find out where the humans are. This chicken did it without. This is the first time they were in our location and found their way around, knocked on one window, and went round and knocked on another window, till they got eventually let in. So, but then we have to say that this particular chicken has to be hand-fed. She can't feed herself, so there's a bit of a drive behind her coming to find us. But the other ones can't be bothered. So that's it. So we've got a rescue coming up on the 1st of June. And we're advertising that on our website currently. And also we advertise through, as I said earlier, we have Facebook groups, and the Facebook groups are normally by location. So we'll have one, for example, for Wareham, and then we'll have one for Basingstoke, and one for Alton, and one for Winchester. So each one, and those groups then advertise locally. So we're advertising locally for Dorset, but they'll all advertise locally. And the way that we are able to rehome so many is each one of those collection points is perhaps finding homes for 20, 30, 50, even 100 in their local area. And we literally advertise in all the community groups. So you will find when I start advertising, you will find us on Portland, Weymouth, Dorchester, literally every any community group that lets me in, I post on there and say, would you like a chicken or 2 or 3? We do ask. You say, do you mind us posting some chicken rescue stuff on your page? So it's really good. And but the more we can spread the word, obviously, the better it is, because we actually, not everybody's on Facebook, especially the older generation.
Right.
You know, so we try to advertise it in the feed stores and vets and things. So we leave some brochures flying around there as well. But word of mouth is actually a really, really big, you know, contributor.
That really helps as well.
So that's why you know, so kindly are spreading the word for us. So that's amazing.
To come on your program today. Appreciate it.
So you have the website that you've mentioned. Can you tell people what that address is?
Yeah, so it's chickenrescue.co.uk. So chickenrescue.co.uk.
Yeah.
And I will include a link under this video for you.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be amazing. And then if there's any, sorry, go on.
So you say with the groups, how can people get access to those groups? Just search for Chicken Rescue groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go, yeah, exactly. If you go on Facebook and you put in Chicken Rescue UK, you will have the main group, which is the biggest one. Obviously, that's the main one. And then we've got, if you go put in Dorset from our group here, Dorset Warren, it will come up as well. And you can join that group. And if you've got any questions, any inquiries, you know, any worries or anything like that, you can always interact with people on there. I mean, it's usually my daughter Jade or myself who are answering all these questions. So we are chicken support 24/7.
So as I say, the main rescue group is called Chicken Rescue. And it's the main Facebook group with the 13,000 members. And then the website is chickenrescue.co.uk. So between those two, most things are covered. And also the local collection point host, like Martina, if there's any questions after people get home with the chickens or they've got any issues, they can get in contact normally by messenger or email, whatever it is.
I usually give people my card. You know, I've got a little card, and then there's my phone number on it, and you know, literally, we're just with basic healthcare for the chickens. We help, like when they've got bumblefoot, or you know, if they're egg bound, and there's all these little things that we can usually help with before they can. You know, if it's something serious, obviously we ask them to take them to the vet, but some of it is pretty basic.
Yeah, for the most part,
it's pretty basic.
It's simple and straightforward. Especially we've been doing it for nearly 10 years now, but only 2 years running it as our own rescue. So. So if you know, if you can spread the word, even if you don't know anybody here, as in Dorset, who wants it, but maybe you've got relatives or friends in, I don't know, Basingstoke or Alton or Woking or something like that. If you just spread the word, we've got them literally all over the place. Yeah, we had a funny one because we bought this old van. It's all painted up. It was lovely, and we were filling it up with petrol at the local petrol station, and I think the cousin of somebody who lives in Alton saw us, and the chapman in Alton is a young lad of 15 years old. He's completely chicken mad,
obsessed,
and he has set up a collection point with his parents in Alton. So as a result of us being in Dorset, we've got actually another collection point in Alton, which is great because we want to run we basically have like a north, south, east, west type plan.
Right.
So if we go to Reading, for example, that's a pretty central one where we can go north, south, and east, west from. So we'll go to Reading and we'll come back down the M3 and do drop-offs, including Ringwood and
all that kind of thing.
So that's fun. That's how Alton's on our route.
So if you go on the website, you see all the collection points drop down. So if you're not sure where it's where you want, you know, or you think we can't come to Dorset, so is that somewhere else? So we've got a drop down list at the top.
On the web page, at the page it says reserve a hen. You just click on that, and it takes you to the reservation page and tells you all about rescuing hens. At the bottom of the page is a form, and on that form there's this thing that says collection points. You click on that and it gives you a list
of all the collection
points that are open.
And on your website, I've noticed you've got little stories. And Elvie's story.
Elvie was the special needs one as well. She had brain damage. Unfortunately, she's passed over to the chicken big sky in the chicken world. But we have got Wonka. You probably heard about, maybe you haven't, but Wonka was quite famous actually the last 6 months or so, because when Wonka the film came out, must have been BBC Solent obviously put into the search engine Wonka, and Wonka, our chicken, came up, and she's the crossbeak one, the one that jumps over all the fences.
Right.
So they came and interviewed us, or my daughter, and because it's my daughter's chicken, they interviewed my daughter, took and filmed her as well, and then it just escalated from there, didn't it? It was
so good.
Radio 5 Live. They rang us, and then Wonka actually traveled, as in, is famous in Brazil now, in Australia. What else? Yeah, literally, it is so hilarious. But how something so small makes such a big wave. Yes, fun.
Yeah, so you do get these special chickens that do these things. So it's great, and we get similar stories from
other people,
from our rehomers with their chickens.
Yeah.
So it's always something going on with the chickens, and it's a lot of fun.
So I have a story. When I was a kid, I was brought up in the Pennines in Derbyshire.
Okay. Yeah.
My father had a chicken run in the back garden.
Okay. Yeah.
So we kept chickens since I was a kid.
They're fun, aren't they?
Yes. It doesn't pay to get involved with a cockerel, a rather angry one.
They can get.
We've got two. We've got two, and they're fine. But you do get the ones, especially when they're young. When they're just getting into the hormones, a little bit like a teenager in puberty. That is when they sort of become a little more. Look at me, I'm so big. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be. Yeah, you have to have special skills to deal with, especially
cockerels. Yeah.
Cockerels. So we've got a couple of soft ones here that wouldn't harm a fly. But then, as you say, there are other ones which but we don't.
No.
We rarely rehome cockerels because when people live in neighbourhoods, they make so much noise and keep housing them with chickens that it would upset neighbours. So
usually
mostly if we occasionally rehome a cockerel for somebody, it'll go to some farm somewhere where there's not neighbours.
Yeah, we get asked a lot of, especially this time of year where schools and nurseries do hatching programs. So basically where they bring the eggs in and then, watch the children watch that they, when they hatch, etc. But what I don't think people realize is that the biggest percentage is going to be cockerels. And then what do you do with them? And then we get approached a lot and say, can you take 6 out of the 8? Eggs, because 8 of them or 6 out of the 8 turn out to be cockerels, and we can't physically do it because we won't be able to find anywhere for them. Because if everybody could have a cockerel, then obviously that's a different thing altogether. But like Phil just said, the majority of people,
you really have to plan it in advance. I mean, we as a rescue organisation, if we just on our own did a hatching project, we could probably, in advance of hatching, find some homes in remote locations for those. But
we would never do it. We have never done it.
But we can't promote it because every school hatching project will have a problem with rehoming the cockerels. Not the chickens, of course, but the cockerels.
Yeah.
We get, like I said, probably 3, 4, 5 emails a day saying, "Can you help us? We've run a hatching project. We've got all these cockerels. We can't find homes for them." It's a problem, but.
It is, and as sad as it is, when they say, in which case we need to have it put to sleep, we cannot physically find homes for all these 20, 30, 40 cockerels. It's just impossible.
No, but
so,
anyway,
it's sad.
It's sad, but on a positive note, we can find homes for the hens.
Yeah.
So that's really good. No.
Okay. Well.
So you were saying you had this
You had a boy.
You had this run. You had this cockerel, which was
a small boy. Yes, I had an encounter with a cockerel.
Yeah.
And he was after you.
Is always teasing me.
Yeah, I've got a similar with a turkey with what are they called? The male turkeys, probably. I don't know. Anyway, I had to go to school when I went to school. I had to go past this little small holding, but the turkey, the male turkey, was always out, and every time he saw me, he was just running after me, and there was me going, "Wah!" So that's probably why we do chicken rescue, not turkey rescue.
Less runny.
Yeah, it is exactly it. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the time.
This audio will go to Chesil Radio, and this video will be held until Chesil Radio
Okay.
the audio interview, and I'll release the video onto my YouTube channel, onto the chat playlist.
Brilliant. Yeah, we look
Fantastic.
forward to
Very
that
exciting.
one. Thank you so much.
And it's been fascinating to hear about chickens.
Yeah, you never know. You might start another one without a cockerel.
No.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you so much for having us, Peter. We really enjoyed it.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much.